yung Corpus Hermeticum. Pero ano siya dati, tawag sa kanya, Emerald Tablet. Or galing siya dito kay Ismaragdina, Tabula Ismaragdina. 'Di ba? Ito ay the tablet. There was a varying stories to how the tablet was originally said to have been found. Yan. Theological. Nagsimula tayo. Tabula Ismaragdina. Perhaps the most legendary and certainly one of the most essential of Hermetic texts from an alchemical perspective is the Emerald Tablet or Tabula Ismaragdina, a short series of Hermetic precepts that describe the creation of the world. Yan. So, itong lagyan natin ng highlight. So, ibig sabihin, itong ibig niya sabihin, tabula, yan yun, ayan, isabi, describe the creation of the world and ayan natin ng ganito, aqua pink. Ay, nako. Ano natin yung niya, ina-highlight ko lang yung sabi dito, describe the creation of the world, relationship, the correspondence of the above and the below, and the miracles of the miracles of one king. It also the secret to the transmutation of the alchemical prima materia, primal matter. And as Brian Cotnor writes, it presents the cycle flow of creation. All creation, regardless of the scale or time of the composition, it attests to the truth of unity and the act of creation. Okay? So, there are varying stories of how the tablet was originally said to have been found. So, itong tablet na to, yung Tabula Ismaragdina o Emerald Tablet, andyan lahat nakakasulat yung tungkol dun sa creation. As one, sabi rito, as above and the below. Yan. So, the tablet was placed on the public display in Heliopolis, and it is unknown what became of it at this point, but Hooke speculate that Alexander hid the tablet with the other sacred items. So, ibig sabihin, nagkaroon ng interest si Alexander dito, si Alexander the Great. Pero, according to Hooke, the tablet remained with the library until 400 CE. Sabi, yung tablet, na-discover by Balinas, known as Apollonius of Tyana, who brought it to Alexandria, where it kept in the great library until after his death. Ayan, So, maraming ito na yung, so maraming nangyari evolution to sa tablet, sa Emerald Tablet. Sabi, the Emerald Tablet is the source of the familiar axiom as above, so below. The basis of the doctrine of correspondence so prevalent throughout Hermetic philosophy, which tell us how things that we observe on microcosmic level, the realm of humanity, and our subjective experiences relate to and reflect circumstances that we can observe on the microcosmic level, the heavens and the spheres of celestial influence and the greater cycle of nature, and vice versa. By studying this correspondence, we come to know the truth of the one thing by which all miracles are accomplished. So, ayan. I-highlight natin siya. No? Yan. Yan na yan. So, ito, the Corpus Hermeticum. The bulk of the writings that make up the Hermetica are contained within the Corpus Hermeticum. So, ito na yung evolution ng Emerald Tablet or Tubula Smaragdina. A collection of the ancient Greek Egyptian texts written in the first 3 centuries CE. These writings were lost for century but were preserved in a single manuscript found in the 11th century. It was missing an entire section and much of the writing had deteriorated to illegibility. The damaged manuscript came to Michael Psellus, a Platonic revival in Byzantium, who put the writings in circulation again. It was again rediscovered in Macedonia, Bulgaria in 1460. So, ibig sabihin, nagkaroon ng rediscovery noong 1460 by monk named Leonardo of Pistoia, who was sent by the Italian Renaissance court of Cosimo de Medici, philanthropist, scholar, and ruler of Florence, to search the monasteries of Europe for its forgotten writings. So ibig sabihin, ito yung history kung saan nanggaling yung Corpus Hermeticum. Kasi from Tubula Smaragdina, naging, or Emerald Tablet, naging Hermeticum, Corpus Hermeticum na siya. So, yung evolution nung nung tablet, di ba? Hermeticum manuscript around 1460. So, ang nakadiscover nito nung 1460 ay isang mongha na si Leonardo of Pistoia. Tapos dinala niya Medici, itong si Medici, Renaissance court of Cosimo de Medici, philanthropist, scholar, and ruler of Florence. Medici had been greatly influenced by the introduction of Neoplatonism in Italy, which was brought by Georgius Gemistius Plato from Byzantium in the late 14th and beginning of the 15th century, and had collected manuscripts of both Plato and Plotinus, giving them over to the humanist philosopher Marsilio Ficino to be translated. However, ito yung mga niya, yung naging evolution. From Tubula Smaragdina or Emerald Tablet, naging Corpus Hermeticum manuscript na siya noong 1460. Okay? So, yung evolution nung Tubula Smaragdina o Emerald Tablet, nagkaroon na ng evolution, bukod sa creation siya, nagkaroon na rin ng compilation of 17 treatises, 14 of which were included Ficino Greek translation. So, ito na yung corpus ito na siya ngayon, di ba? The Corpus Hermeticum, as it has come down to us, is a compilation of 17 treatises, 14 of which were included Ficino Greek translation about the nature of consciousness, humanity, relationship to God, and the Hermetic mystery of cosmos, as was the custom of the time. They are written in theological, philosophical dialogue and sermons between a small group of figures, namely Hermes, Nous, Asclepius, Tat Amon, and Agathondaimon. Ang sabi ang mga figures na to, sabi, foremost of this figure is Nous, a Greek word that is usually translated as mind, though its real meaning is evasive. The Hermetic theology, Nous, God, the one source of mind, is omnipresent in the universe, the invisible and the immutable good that is yet visible in the sensible world. In the first tractate of Corpus Hermeticum, Nous, the mind, called himself Poimandres, or man shepherd, describing himself as the mind of the sovereignty, according to Brian P. Korpenhaver's translation. The Nous of Supreme, according to Clement Salaman of et al., a mind of all masterhood. Ayan, marami siyang na-translate na siya sa maraming translation. So, ibig sabihin, itong si Nous, meron siyang disciple. Ang tawag sa kanyang disciple ay si ang pangalan ng kanyang disciple ay si Hermes Trismegistus, is the disciple of Nous. And then in turn has itong si Hermes Trismegistus nagkaroon din ng mga disciple. Etong nagkaroon din siya ng disciple. Ang naging disciple niya ay si Tat Asclepius Agathodaimon and Amon. Ayan, si Asclepius is the Greek name for the Egyptian god of healing. So ito, basta lahat itong ito ang naging trans-evolution o naging evolution no tubula ismaragrina or emerald tablet, naging Hermeticus corpus o corpus hermeticum. Ngayong itong corpus hermeticum, meron na siyang mga translation tungkol sa mind, yung kaugnayan ng utak o ng mind consciousness sa being or the one. Kung tawagin nila, may the one. Itong Nous of the Supreme, ito yung mind of the one. O yun yung the mind of the Creator or mind of all masterhood. Sabi, itong si Poimandres only show up 2 other times. So, ibig sabihin, ang naging disciple ni Nous si Hermes Trismegistus. Siya ang naging disciple ni Nous. At tapos nagkaroon din ng ibang disciple si Hermes Trismegistus, si Tat, si Asclepius at si Agathodaimon at saka si Amon. Si Asclepius is the Greek name for the Egyptian god of healing. Sabi rito. So, Imhotep. Sabi, Imhotep or Imhotep, originally an official in the 3rd dynasty that was later deified on account of his great renown in healing, architecture, writing, and astrology. Bali si Imhotep, Agathodaimon is the father of Hermes Trismegistus. Si Hermes Trismegistus, siya yung disciple ni Nous. Di ba? Pero si Agathodaimon, ang tatay naman ni Hermes Trismegistus, the second Hermes, as Manetho called him, and Tat is the son of Hermes. The name Amon refers to primeval creator god of Egyptian, who was identified with the Greek Zeus. So, si Amon, siya yung primeval creator god of Egyptian. Pero ang counterpart niya naman sa Greek ay si Zeus. So, matagal to, maraming pag-aaral pa. Okay, intinding. Sabi dito, si Poimandres, siya yung shepherd of men, provide a foundation of hermetic cosmogony and eschatology, as well as some essential astrology, while CH3 present nearly the same cosmogony and cosmogony in a condensed form. The Hermetic cosmogony will be discussed further in part 2, the cup or monad. As mid-title, CH4 is comparatively short treatise that explicate the oneness of the source, which is the monad or the cup. Sabi, the bodiless God who is the cause of all other bodies. Hermes explained to his son and disciple that while all men have been given reason, logos, o yung reason, logos, words, they have not all received mind. So, meron nga silang salita, wala naman silang na-receive na consciousness o isip. Mind is to be found like a prize. Sabi, placed within a mighty cup for those who heed the herald call to be baptized in Gnosis. So, itong pinag-aaralan natin, ito ang foundation ng Gnosticism o Gnosticism o Gnostic. Okay? So, sa Gnosticism, may ang original ang origin ng Gnosticism o Gnosticism ay lahat ay nanggaling dun sa emerald tablet or tubula Ismirigrina, na lahat ay nakasulat doon yung mind and oneness from above and to the below. Tapos nag-evolve na siya sa relationship of human consciousness to its creator or to the one or to the source. Yan yun. Ito na nga yung oneness of the source. Diba? So ito na yung pinagmula ng Gnosticism o the baptize of Gnosis. So, itong Gnosis, ito yung sinasabi na Nicolaitan, mga turo ng Nicolaitan na sinasabi ng Panginoong Kristo doon sa Aklat ng Revelation. So, pinag-aaralan natin ngayon yung origin ng Gnosticism o Gnosticismo o Gnostic. Okay? So, lahat ito ay nasa turo ng mga Nicolaita na kalaban ng Kristiyano, ng Panginoong Kristo. Okay? Sabi dito, the key. Ang ibig sabihin nun, that Hermes present his discourse to thought on God. So, merong discourse si Hermes doon sa disciple ni disciple niya ito, Hermes Trismegistus, si Tat. So, pinipresent niya ngayon yung key, the Father and the Good. The Good is the creative principle of God. In the creation of all things that are God sent His desire for the good through the Son. Son, hindi S-O-N kundi S-U-N. So, ang ibig sabihin, yung in the creation of all things that are, God sent His desire for the good through the Son. So, ibig sabihin, yung Diyos ng mga Gnosticism ay ipinadala niya yung kanyang good sa pamamagitan ng Son, S-U-N, hindi S-O-N which generate His children through the intelligible and sensible worlds of interest is ebbing and flowing creativity of the Maker, to which the individual can surely relate when it comes to the creative process. For sometimes as creator we create nothing, and sometimes we create in abundance, and sometimes we create with quality, and sometimes in quantity but with little quality. Yet this contradicted later in the sermon, When Hermes say that the cosmos is continually being created and creation is the motion of all matters, all forms are subject to evolutionary change, and what amount to a transmigration of soul by which a human may become like unto God by completing the beauty of the good. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung transmutation ng human consciousness to God's goodness. Yan, by which human may become like unto God by contemplating the beauty of the good. So, may kagandahan yung good, may kagandahan yung, ewan natin kung kabutihan ba to, basta sinabi, there is the beauty of the good that makes a human to be contemplate, to become God. Sabing ganon, okay? Attachment to vice, viciousness, begins in evolutionary movement into matter so that the human devolves in transformation back toward the creeping things rather than toward the deathlessness and godliness. Hermes informed that further on the subject of gnosis and sense being very different from each other. Polarity matters nous and the head-like sphere of the cosmos. So, masyadong magulo. Hindi, kung ikukumpara mo tong Gnosticism sa Christianism, magulo itong Gnosticism. Para kung hindi ko siya magets. Pero sa Christianism, nagigets ko eh. Simple lang eh. Pero itong Gnosticism, marami siyang pasikot-sikot. Naguguluhan ako. Ang sabi pa rito, the definition of Asclepius. Itong si Asclepius, disciple ito ni Hermes Trismegistus. So, ibig sabihin, the perfect sermon of Asclepius unto the king Ammon is discourse wherein Asclepius defined the oneness and the pleroma or fullness, perfection and completion of God. The Son is established as the demiurge. Ang Son pala ay demiurge or God's craftsman who received the creative power, a flow of consciousness from God and disseminate it to earth. So, ibig sabihin, parang ang middleman ng knowledge ay from God, 'di ba? Tapos yung sun and earth. So, ibig sabihin, ang nasa gitna ay sun, S-U-N, hindi S-O-N, kundi yung sun, S-U-N. Naalala nyo ba doon sa deity, Diyos-Diyosa ng Roma na si Saturnalia? O yung December 25th, December 21, 23, 24, 25th. Yan ang sinasabing born o pagkasilang ng kanilang sun goddess or the unconquered sun o Saturnalic, 'di ba? Saturnalic deity ng Roma. So ang Roma, ang kanilang Diyos-Diyosa na sinasamba ay ang Saturnalic o the unconquered sun o yung hindi pa na bibihag na araw. So, ibig sabihin, araw ang kanilang sinasamba. Sun, S-U-N. Hindi sun, S-O-N. Whereas sa Christian naman, ang sinasamba ay S-O-N, sun. Sa Roma, at saka dito sa depiction ng Egypt, at saka Greek, na counterpart naman ng Zeus as creator. Ang demiurge naman nila dito ay ang sun. Okay? The sun is established as the Demurge or God craftsmen who receive the creative power, a flow of consciousness from God, and disseminate it into earth. So, ibig sabihin, ang middleman ng knowledge ay from God, and then S-U-N, sun, and earth. So, ang nasa gitna, sun. Tapos, earth. So, mula sa Diyos, God, sun, earth. So, sun ang demurge or God craftsman. O sabi dito, the sun's essence sustain immortals, mortals in all things. The emphasis of the sun power in this discourse set it apart from the other tractates in the Corpus Hermeticum. O ito na yung emerald tablet o tubula ismargrina, no? O sabi, and the veneration of the sun evinces a strong Egyptian influence. So, ibig sabihin, yung veneration of the sun ay isang strong Egyptian influence. So, yung pagsamba sa araw bilang Diyos ay nanggaling sa Egyptian. So, veneration, ibig sabihin yung pagpapataas, yung paglalagay sa araw sa pedestal. O, ilalagay mo yung araw sa pedestal, itataas mo siya, lahat yun ay nanggaling sa Egyptian influence. So, ibig sabihin, yung Saturnalic religion ng Roma na sineselebrate nila tuwing December 25th ay galing sa Egyptian influence ng Corpus Hermeticum or the veneration of the sun, yung pagsamba sa Diyosan nilang araw na si Saturnalic. So ini-explain din ni Asclepius yung tungkol sa mga daimon. Ang daimon ay mababang uri. Nasa ilalim sila ng sun o araw. Explain daimons who operate in the lower sphere below the sun and the gods planets. O yung gods daw, yun yung mga planeta. And the zodiacal wheel of destiny. So may zodiacal wheel of destiny. These daimons are, as Mead calls them in his translation, are also called demons or spiritual power. So ito palang daimons na to ay mga demonyo, demons. Sila ay nag-ooperate below the sphere of the sun. So, mababa sila. Nasa lower sphere sila, below the sun. Lower sphere, below the sun, itong mga demons. These demons are, Mead calls them in his translation, are also called demons or spiritual power. Their essence is activity and they can be good, bad, or both good and bad. The human soul has two parts. One above, that is rational and beyond the influence of the fate sphere or the planetary energies and their attendant daimons. And one below, that is driven and shaped by the tyranny of the daimons. So, yung human soul daw ay merong dalawang parte. Yung nasa ibabaw, na is rational, that is rational and beyond the influence of the fate sphere or the planetary energies and their attendant daimons. So may influence siya ng kanilang mga planetary energies at ng kanilang attendant daimon. Tapos yung isa naman, one below, that is driven and shaped by the tyranny of the daimons. So, tandaan natin si Poimandres, ito, ay the shepherd of men, ang tawag sa kanya. Poimandres. Siya yung shepherd of men. Sabi dito, the Hermetic cosmogony will discuss further in part 2, the cup or monad. Oneness of the source. Sabi, disciple ni Hermes Tat. Tat yung kanyang, si Tat ang kanyang disciple, no? Ayan. Napakasimple lang naman ng ng Biblia. Kung ikukumpara mo dito sa Gnosis, no? Yung Hermeticus. Hermes Trismegistus, no? Napakasimple lang ng Biblia, pero kung unawain mo to, napakaraming pasikot-sikot. Yung mga turo ng Gnosis, parang nililigaw lang yung tao eh. Siyempre, pag hilong-hilong na yung tao, hindi na maunawaan, baw lang ng baw. Pero lahat ito ay kalaban ng Kristiyano. Ito yung kutawagin ng ating Panginoong Jesucristo na mga turo ni Nicolaita. Mga turong Nicolaita sa Revelation. 'Di ba? Kasi ang dami niyang Diyos na binabanggit. May Zeus, tapos may mga Pormendegus, Pomandres. Ito yung shepherd of men. Ang gulo, nakakaloka. Ito meron na naman dito, sabi, from the Hermetic Lodge in Alexandria to the Greek Eucharist. May Greek Eucharist, nagsama-sama na. Alexandrian Hermetic Lodge, Greek Eucharist, and Roman Mass. Called the definition manual for meditation. Yung Hermeticus, di ba? Manual for meditation. Yun na ang pangalan niya. They are written a series of aphorisms that concisely elucidate hermetic mystical and spiritual truth. Diba? Manual for meditation na ang pangalan niya. They are written in a series of aphorisms that concisely elucidate hermetic mystical and spiritual truth. Each one may be taken on its own for contemplation and meditation. They begin with cosmological structure describing three worlds: God, cosmos, and man. God is the intelligible, immovable, invisible good that permeate the visible world. Cosmos is the visible and sensible world, and within the sensible world is man. The destructible and reasonable world, visible and dependent on the invisible for its being. Yan naman ay tinuturo na nila. 'Di ba? They begin itong tatlo, yung Eucharist, Greek Eucharist, Alexandria Lodge, and Roman Mass. Ito naman ang itinuturo nila. They begin with cosmological structure describing three worlds. Ayan na. Yan, three worlds. God is the intelligible, immovable, and invisible good that permeate the visible world. Cosmos is the visible and sensible world, and within the sensible, sabi dito, they begin with cosmological structure describing three worlds: God, cosmos, and man. God is the intelligible, immovable, and invisible good that permeate the visible world. Cosmos is the visible and sensible world, and within the sensible world is man, the destructible and reasonable world, visible and dependent of the invisible for its being. So yan naman ngayon yung pinipilit na ituro nitong mga Greek Eucharist, Roman Mass, and the Lodge of Alexandria. Sabi, human being has two nature, immortal and mortal. So, yung mortal, yan yung physical body, physical na katawan. Yung immortal naman, yung ating spiritual body. The three essence. The three essence intelligible soul, animated spirit, and material body. The knowledge gnosis, the individual has the opportunity to perfect their soul and may even become God. So, ibig sabihin, ang tao, mayroong dalawang parte. Isang immortal, yung spirit, at yung ating mortal, yung physical flesh. Sabi dito, intelligible soul, animated spirit, and material body. Though, through knowledge, gnosis, the individual has the opportunity to perfect their soul. So, meron tayong kakayahan o opportunity na iperpektuhin ang ating kaluluwa and may even become a God. So, pwede tayo maging Diyos. So, ito ay turo ng mga Gnosticismo na kalaban ng ating Panginoong Kristo o ng Kristyanismo. O, pag sinasabi nyo mga Gnosis o Gnosticism o Gnostic, lahat yan ay nagmula sa Nag Hammadi Library sa Egypt. Okay? Lahat yan ay turo ng mga Hermetic. Okay, Hermetic. Lahat yan ay written in Coptic and are contained within the Nag Hammadi Library, the collection of Gnostic and Hermetic texts discovered in 1945. Pagkatapos ng World War II, na-discover ito. The Latin version of the Asclepius had been credited to Apuleius, author of the Golden Ass. But this has been controversial. Comparing the Latin and Coptic translation of the Greek original, it is clear that the Latin version was fairly liberal in its translation, whereas the Coptic remained more true to the original Greek. Okay? So, itong sinasabing the perfect sermon of the Corpus Hermeticum proper, the perfect sermon, ang sabi dito, Asclepius is referred to on thought and sense, which begin, I gave the perfect sermon, Logos, yesterday, Asclepius. At the beginning of the perfect sermon, Trismegistus tells Asclepius that is going to deliver a godly sermon that will be more godly than the piety of ordinary faith. This text is discourse between Trismegistus, Christ's greatest one, and Asclepius, student. At the outset expanding to include Thoth and Ammon, so that there is a sacred group of four gathered together in the holy place in God's goodly presence to them, sunk in fit silence reverently, their soul and minds pendant on Hermes' lips. Thus love divine began to speak. No other are all allowed to be present for this most sacred teaching, to avoid profaning it by sharing it with many of who are unworthy. Sabi dito daw sa perfect sermon ni Trismegistus, tinuturuan niya ni Trismegistus yung true philosophy, the pure and holy love, that one is all and all is one. Yung isa ay lahat at ang lahat ay isa. That the cosmos is one, its soul is one, and God is one. That the cosmos consists of the four elements, fire, water, earth, and air. That heaven rules all bodies, and the sun, moon are responsible for all growth and waning. We learn among other things that Jupiter is a principal god of the ruler of heaven, but the sun is a second god and dispenser of blessed light. The principal Ano ba yun? And sabi dito, we learn among other things that Jupiter, ito yung perfect sermon ni Trismegistus, no? That we learn among other things that Jupiter is the principle of God as the ruler of heaven, that the sun is the second God and dispenser of blessed light, and that there are 36 horoscope decans and 7 spheres ruled by fortune and Herman, ano to? Ruled by fortune and fate. So, lahat pala ng mga horoscope na yan natin, yung January, basta yung Virgo, Leo, basta lahat yan, yung mga ano na yan, galing pala dito sa Hermeticus teaching, no? Ang tabi ni ang ano, yung perfect sermon ng ating perfect sermon ng Egyptian theology. Okay? Lahat ito ay makikita sa Nag Hammadi Library. Sabi pa rito, additionally, Asclepius described the nature of holy mystery of divine intercourse between the male and female. So, pati yung pag-iiyutan ng babae at lalaki, merong divine mystery. The consequences of impiety and how it produce a putrid abscess that gnaws at the soul. And how pity, learning, and knowledge have been given to humanity by God. Ano ba yung pity? Sabi itong additionally, the Asclepius described the nature of holy mystery of divine intercourse between the male and female. So, ibig sabihin, dun sa pag-iiyutan, merong nabubuong soul o kaluluwa. So, yung mystery nun, the consequence of impiety o yung kawalan ng kabanalan, and how it produces purid abscess that knows at the soul. O yung kawalan ng kabanalan, yung paano nakakasira, di ba, ng soul. Di ba? Tapos, sabi, and knowledge have been given to humanity by God that they may subdue passion and vice. So, ibig sabihin, kontrolin ang passion at saka mga bisyo, di ba? Ang sabi pa dito, ang sabi, and how pity, leaning, and knowledge, alam mo yung pity, kabanalan, leaning, and knowledge have been given to humanity by God. So, tatlo yung binigay, no? Kabanalan, leaning, knowledge, that they may subdue passion and vice. Sabi, para makontrol natin yung passion at saka yung mga bisyo. Human excel beyond the gods. For God has given them a twofold nature, as both mortal and immortal, while the gods are only immortal. Human, like God, may even become divine and create gods of their own. So, kaya pala ng human mag-create ng gods, no? And create gods of their own. Kaya nila mag-create ng mga Diyos nila, no? This they do in their own image, just as God created humankind to His own likeness. So, yung mga gods, o mga Diyos ng tao, kaya nilang gawin sa pamamagitan ng sarili nilang imahe, na katulad ng ginawa ng Diyos, na ginawa niya ang tao ayon sa kanyang imahe. Thus, these idol partake of two natures and are called holy animals. O yung mga idolo, di ba, mga banal na hayop, with the powers of both good and evil, just as their human maker. So, yung mga ginagawang Diyos-Diyusan ng mga tao, kung tawagin nila yan, human, holy animals, na merong kapangyarihan ng pwede maging masama at mabuti. Katulad ng kanilang tao, human makers, di ba? This ability of humans to create gods and the liturgical rites as described in the Asclepius represent an example of the blurred lines between technical and philosophical hermetica. The Asclepius profess to describe the Egyptian religion and the magical means by which statues of the gods are made to be ensouled and conscious, filled with spirit, and doing great deeds. Statutes that foreknow the future and predict it by lots, by prophecy, by dreams, and by many other means. Statute that makes people ill and cure them, bringing them pains and pleasure as each deserve. These gods are considered earthly, and their power is derived from sympathetic magic or correspondence using plants, stones, and spices. So, ibig sabihin, pangkukulam that have in them a natural power of divinity. Through the use of sacrifices, hymns, praise, and heavenly sounds, the powers of heaven are drawn down into the statue or idol. So, ibig sabihin, ito ay lahat ay mga reliyon ng Ehipto. Hermes likens Egypt to the image of heaven or the temple of the whole world. Yet, despite the holy worship of its people, he makes a prophecy that Egypt will be abandoned by the gods and humanity. O Egypt, Egypt, of you reverent deeds, only stories will survive and they will be incredible to your children. Only words cut in stone will survive to tell your faithful works. Oh, only words cut in stone will survive to tell your faithful works. And the Sian or Indian or some such neighbor barbarian will dwell in Egypt. A complete desolation of the world is described as it succumbs to utter depravity, instability, godlessness, and hopelessness. But God sees this discretion and develops a plan, thereby restoring the world. He dispels evil and error through the purifying effect of great conflagration, war, and plague or flood. So, lahat yan Gnosticism, tapos yung Saturnalic, plus yung sinasamba ng Germany. Lahat yan ay galing sa Egyptian god and goddess. Hermes tell the goodness of the world and the creator, Jupiter. Yung creator nila si Jupiter, who rules between heaven and earth. He described a new city to the west that will be ruled by the gods who rule the earth, who according to Mahe and Mayer are likely the Ptolemaic rulers. In the city of Alexandria, Hermes speak of death and dissolution of the body upon souls leaving of the body. He say it is met by a great daimon or demon that reside between earth and heaven. So alam niyo naman itong mga demonyong espiritu, galing ito sa mga Nephilim, no? Hindi sila makaakyat sa langit kasi hindi sila galing sa Diyos Ama. So yan ang mga daimon o demon. Hermes speak of death and dissolution of the body or the pen between earth and heaven has been appointed by God as judge of human soul. Ayan He say it is met by a great demon that reside between earth and heaven and has been appointed by God as judge of human soul. So, ibig sabihin, by great demon. So, may great demon na magja-judge ng human soul. Baligtad sa Kristiyano, ang Panginoong Kristo ang magja-judge. Dito naman sa mga Egyptian, great demon o isang great na demonyo ang magja-judge ng human soul. This demon will assess the life of the soul as having been godly or evil. If evil, the soul will be punished by its own eternal suffering, swept back and forth between heaven and earth in the stream of matter. So, ibig sabihin, hindi siya makakaakyat sa langit. Pabalik-balik siya, ibabalik siya pababa, paakyat, pababa, paakyat. So, hindi siya magkakaroon ng kapanatagan. Swept back and forth between heaven and earth in the streams of matter. Such suffering after death can be avoided through reverence for God, and by uniting the self with the divine, the love of which frees the self from its mortal coils and is still within the abiding trust in the immortality. The discourse continues to describe the life-giving power of cosmos and the nature of eternity, time, herma, mean, fate, necessity, and order. The excerpt of Eusebius. The excerpt of Eusebius. So, ito na yung tapos na kay Hermeticus, kay Eusebius. Ang sabi, itong si Eusebius ay 5th century pagan scholar. Eusebius, ang pangalan niya ay Johannes Eusebius. Eusebius is the 5th century pagan scholar. Eusebius collected the writings of Greek. So, ibig sabihin, pagano to, mga pagano ang pinag-uusapan natin dito ha, hindi ito Kristiyano. Sabi si Eusebius daw, pinolekta niya yung mga paganong author with notable omission of any Christian authors and compiled them together for his son. So, may nag-compile ng mga Eusebius collected the writings of Greek authors and compiled them together for his son, preserving some highly valuable writings that would have otherwise been lost entirely. This excerpt, sometimes called the Eusebius Hermetica, take the form of dialogue between teacher and disciple, Hermes and Tat, covering subjects such as piety, matter, kabanalan, matter, physical matter, time, energy, and feelings, providence, necessity, faith, and astrology. While most of the excerpts are rather short, the Virgin of the World, or Cosmo, is quite long comparatively and of different quality than the rest. This holiest discourse is delivered by Isis, or representative of Isis Sophia, who pours forth for Horus the sweetest draught, the first of the deathlessness which souls have custom to receive from God. By imbibing from this immortal elixir, the newborn Horus is lifted up from ignorance and the amnesia of the mortal limitation and initiated into the hermetic mysteries of the above and below. So, ito yung katuruan ng Iglesia Katolika o mga Catholic Roman o Romano Katoliko. Yung Birheng Maria nila, yan Isis. O, di ba? Ngayon, itong Horus, yan yung anak ni Isis. So, itong si newborn Horus, yan ang anak ni Isis. Na sinasabi namang si Maria. Si Isis ay si Maria. At si Horus ay ang anak ni Maria na sinasabi nilang si Kristo. Pero hindi naman sinasabi na Jesus.